Hello everyone, guys. I'm very thrilled that I'm today with you, and I would like to talk a little bit about approach of. Sorry for that. A little bit about leveraging well-structured themes for the project success. So I was introduced a little bit before, but what needs to be added probably is that I'm a CTO in the Osom Studio, and also I'm a co-founder. So my point of view on the creating the project, it's both as a developer and also someone that needs to meet, the expectation of the business side of the, client and so on. So I will talk about, way of thinking, how to approach the projects, and also what we are doing to accomplish the project success. So first of all, maybe so-called agenda, what I will be talking about. So way of thinking, like I said, the importance of planning ahead when we are working on the long-term projects, because projects are not only, just build a website and ship it and publish it and forget about them, but it's a long process that can take like not only weeks, months or so, but it might be much more longer. I will talk about a little bit about the toolset and libraries that we choose to accomplish these goals, and how we are creating the project architecture just to meet the expectation of long-lasting projects. And last but not least, what is important in the project is how people are working in the while doing this project and developing it in teams and so on. So let's think about and maybe define the project that succeeds. So the project that succeeds needs to meet some few bullet points, which is delivered on time and within budget. This is probably like the most important thing if you are on the business side of the website development. From the perspective of the developer, there is very important to create the website that is bug-free and easy to maintain in the future. So while combining all of those points, we are really going for the client happiness. And while talking about the happy client is when the website is working smoothly, and for example, the team of the client, like I don't know, maybe marketing team, is easy. For them, it's easy to handle the website, to manipulate the content and so on, to build like a new sub pages and easily in a quickly timely manner and so on and so on. So basically, to do it right, we need to put some effort in a project to meet those expectations. So, but let's think about what the project is and how the process of the project looks like. Most common project has like a few phases. When you are, I don't know, a developer, probably you will be involved in like the development, the maintenance phase of the project. However, before that, we have like workshops in which, while we are, for example, trying to figure out what the client really needs, what are the client's expectations from the project and so on. And normally it takes some days just to get the feeling of what the client will expect from the website. After that, there comes the part in which the designer is involved, and back in this phase, the graphic designer creates the user interface, creates the user experience part of the project, and so on. And normally it takes a few weeks. If we are lucky enough as developers, we are probably involved in this phase, and we can give some, I don't know, give some information that, hey, this is doable or this is not doable, because you know, sometimes the designers think that if they paint the website as, I don't know, some flea or something like that, it still will be working on the web, but it's not like that. And after that, there comes those phases that probably is very interesting for us, which is the development and the maintenance. And if you see how long it can take, you know, the development of the MVP probably takes from weeks to months. It really depends on the scale of the project. But after that, there comes the maintenance part. And it can take years, especially when we are building for the enterprise. And, you know, it's big companies cannot afford to, you know, rebuild their website every year and so on. So what they expect from the developers is to create the long-lasting project, which they will be able to extend in the future. So this is like very important thing to do. So what not to do is it's very important not to jump into the development, you know, right after you receive the UI from the, you know, from the designer. You get the Figma, and what really you are starting to doing. It's better, you know, just to spend one or 2 days just to think through the whole Figma design and so on. For example, when we are developing the projects, we are spending some time just to know the project, think about the reusable components, identify them, and, you know, write down every single page something like acceptance criteria. When the project will be successful, and when the view on which we are working will be accepted as the ones that should look like. So if we are not doing it right, maybe we can in the future we can find ourselves in the situation in which, you know, after 1 year of development of the extending of the website, there comes, you know, another change request from the client, and we say that, okay, you want another subpage, but it will take like 100 hours. And why? Because we didn't think through it. For example, we built some or hard-coded some page templates, and right now, any you know, even a small change can like takes a lot of hours, and it's building, you know, it's destroying our credibility in eyes of the clients, and it's really not that good. Especially those kind of situations happens when, for example, companies are trying to build very fast a new website, and they are going for, I don't know, building the website but not developing it. What I mean is that they are using tons of plugins, page builders, and so on and so on, and they are finding themselves in the situation in which there is no option for further development of the website. And basically, this is literally what's happening for our clients, because they are coming to us with websites that are very sluggish, are working very slow, and they are not able to, you know, build any sub pages for them. So what we tried to, you know, do to not be that company that creates those kind of projects is that we try to standardize everything. So what does it mean, the standardization? The standardization means that you are building a process in which you are shipping the quality products that are easy for not good only for the client, but also for the team that develops them. And what we standardize is how to develop components, how to, you know, decompose the whole project, and after that, when we have like while working with the rule of divide and conquer, probably you know this rule from algorithms or something like that, then the ease of code review give us an extra boost of creating the quality software, and with the proper automatization, then you are like really agile. You can in agile way create a product. So how we achieved it? We achieved it with a set of technologies. So we've built our own boilerplate while we were searching for solution that will be right for us, and we built the Juniper. Juniper is basically some tool set of few libraries that are enabling us to create very fast websites that are working with the Gutenberg, and they are easy to maintain in terms of CI/CD process and so on. So we are using Timber, Bedrock, ACF blocks, and also some Cypress if there is a need for the unit test on the front-end side, and also PHP code sniffer just to make the cooperation a little bit easier. But what was our idea behind creating this boilerplate? Because probably you've got tons of boilerplates on the market. So first we had like a basic assumption, which was like avoid endless functions PHP files, which is very common in a project that are write badly. And also separate UI with business logic. So with this in mind, we've tried to structure the project as good as it can be. But how to do that? The best way and to do that is to go for the basics, and the basics are the design patterns. Probably or I hope you know those two books. They are very important if you are a engineer working on regular basis with the code, then probably you had a chance to read clean code, or maybe the Uncle Bob or Bob Martin. And also there is a book about, it's much more heavier, let's say, design patterns, where you can find some ground rules of how to build a solid object-oriented project. So with this thought that was like a ground rule for our project, we've built like a structure as in all of the boilerplates. So we've just split. We are just splitting every project in into the blocks for the Gutenberg, and also placing in a way that is well organized the business logic, the custom post types, taxonomy, and so on, just to have it, just to make it easy to navigate for the project, and to help build a project in an object-oriented way. So. As I've mentioned before, design patterns are very important while you are thinking about the project architecture. And what is important that in the WordPress we have like total freedom, and the freedom has also its costs. So freedom in the WordPress, they do not give us the guidance how to write good code. We only can find in the codex the functions, how they are declared, what are the functionality of the functions that you will be using. But if you will try to find like the ultimate guide how to write the code, then it's very, very hard to find it. So what we wanted to do is to search for the for the way how to create the WordPress projects in the world of the design patterns. And the closest thing that is also implementable easy in the WordPress is MVC-like pattern, and it can be done by the Timber. So how it really looks like in the real life example. Let's say that we want to create some I don't know, job board and so on. Probably you've done it like a lot of times. So what is the model for this kind of job board? So a model in this pattern is a representation of the data. So in the closest thing to the data implementation in the WordPress is a custom post type, and when we are creating and we are thinking about the database, this is this closest thing that we can find, because normally we do not have the same records as in older frameworks, PHP frameworks, but this is a little bit different in the WordPress. After that, we have the controller, and the controller is the layer that will be working with both views, view, and also the data model. So you can, while you are doing this approach, there's a very you are building the unique layer of the logic between something that is being stored not only in the database, but you can also use the files and so on. So with this approach, you are getting really closer to separate totally different layers of the project itself. And at the end, with the tweak file, when we are passing the context, for example, to the view, we are able to show and generate the HTML an easy way to just to keep everything separated. And what is like the final effect for this? First of all, we have like cleaner architecture. So we have front end, back end totally separated. It's like was our first goal when we were building the Juniper boilerplate. And something that is additional to that is that when you are decomposing the whole team, you are able easily to separate CSS or JS for each Gutenberg component. And what do you have after that? Like I said before, there's like tons of projects which is built with the page builders and so on. And while they are built with the page builders, you probably saw most of them have some problems with the speed and so on. It's due to that the way how they works, they are generating a lot of bloated code and so on. So one of our projects, for example, that was previously built with the page builders, we just rewrote the front-end part, and then we reduced by a lot the speed of the website. So if you are trying to make the project to work much more faster, then it's very good to build with the proper architect. So what else do we really get? Not in a manner of technical stuff. While we are working with the team and we are all using the same boilerplate, then it's much more easier to navigate through the project if it's if it's a standard thing in your company. So with that you get much more easier code review process, because you have smaller components, and when you are working with a team, then everyone knows how to approach it and know what bugs for example they can search for. So yeah, basically this is what you get from the nice and clean architecture. We've also used the Bedrock as a base for our projects due to the advantages that it gives, and it gives a well-structured project and it's not only changing the directories and so on, but it gives like a lot of cool features that enables the whole process to work smoothly. And those process is that we are much more easy, we are easily able to maintain the whole CI/CD process and so on. So what gives us the Bedrock? Bedrock are giving us the dependency management system with the composer. It gives us handling different setup of the environments like development, staging, production, and so on. And it also is quite good in terms of storing the whole project in the Git repository, because you are not storing all the WordPress files in the repository. You are just keeping the theme, only keeping the theme and the most important files. So with I just recommend usage of the Bedrock also, even if you are not using any specific theme or you are using your own theme. And at the end, what we've done and what we accomplished at least is that I hope so at least, we finally ended the war between what is better than tabs or the spaces. So in our CI/CD process, one of the things is that we are trying to keep the WordPress coding standards. So it's with the GitHub Actions and everything else that's much more easier, and it can speed up also or get the team work much more efficient than if you are not doing that. So thank you very much for your attention. If you are looking for the Juniper and how want to just give a look into this, then the QR code will lead you to our repository. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you again, Tomasz. If there are any questions, please raise your hand. Okay, I imagined you had a question.
Thanks. Hi. So you have in your sorry, I can do it. In the structure of the team, I've seen there is an ACF JSON folder. Why did you choose to leave the files there instead of moving everything to the code base?
ACF JSON files are there because when we are sharing the code between developers, there's always a need to synchronize all of the fields. So basically, this is something that, from my perspective, needs to be there. So this is why we have it in our theme. And if you are just getting the code, you just click the synchronize and everything works. So
okay. Don't you have any problems with the production website that overwrite the fields and stuff like that?
Sometimes it happens, but it's just a matter of good review process. Because if someone is changing the database, the ACFs and so on, then in the review process we see what has changed. And we are trying to merge it not to avoid any conflicts on the production and so on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Before, you spoke about continuous integration, and I was wondering, are you continuously deploying only the theme to a WordPress website that resides, for example, in a VM, or are you able to integrate a continuous integration system with a WordPress website deployed on Docker or Kubernetes?
Normally, we are not using Docker on a regular basis, but while we created the CI/CD process, we are pushing not only the theme itself, but we also are trying to keep on every single on every single environment the same plugins, for example. So when we are updating some libraries via Composer, then we are pushing them also with the CI/CD process.
Fine, thank you.
Hi, Thomas. It was a really interesting speech.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. I have a few questions.
Okay.
Quanto tempo abbiamo? Okay. Okay. I start with the first one. I see that you choose to put the business logic inside the team.
Yes.
Why put inside the team instead of putting in a feature plugin, for example?
Basically, while we are developing the business logic, and we think about the business logic, in most cases it's a one-time shot. Let's say if we are developing a custom theme for the client, then we know that it will not be something that will be reusable. And this is why we are not going for the plugins and so on. And also by the business logic, I mean the manipulation of the data before you just show it on the on the view. So basically, getting the custom post type data is also business logic in terms of
Okay, so you basically use the theme like a wall application.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, okay. Second question.
Okay.
Okay. How you document and share your development practice across your team? Do you document? Do you write something how to do this?
We do not have like a very big team, so it's much more easier to to share the experience. But what we are doing is on a regular basis we are trying to make the awesome camps, let's say. This is our meetings in which we are, for example, sharing a knowledge between the team. Everyone knows the structure of the theme that we've created because they are on a regular basis. They are doing some extra code for it, so they're working on it. And basically, in most cases, we are just, when we are starting for the projects, let's say, then the project documentation is in most cases created in the project management system, so everyone has then access to that. So I don't know if I answered your question, but
yes, you're quite enough.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other one who has questions? Okay.
Before, you spoke about keeping the WordPress coding standards in your repositories, but WordPress also has file naming standards, for example, that are not compliant with PSR4.
Yes.
So how do you manage it to keep your code in kind of compliant with WordPress, but using some modern PHP features like auto-loading?
Basically, we have some workarounds that are there in the Juniper itself. So I know that it's not compliant with the PSR, but what we are using the WordPress standards for is that when you are working with the team, then everyone can have their own setup on the local machine. So as a setup, I understand the way how those spaces, tabs, and so on are being created. And if you are merging this code and everyone has like total freedom in that, then while putting it on the Git, you will see like you will see changes in every single line, even if there was only a space has changed on something like that. So basically, with this, we are trying to avoid differences between the environments, between the people that are working on the projects.
Thank you.